What four-letter D word? It is found in the first line of the Star-Spangled Banner, symbolizing the early light of September 14, 1814, when Francis Scott Key saw the flag enduring battle at Fort McHenry. The answer is dawn. What piece of sports equipment? Designed for low spin or high spin, it's propelled by drivers and putters. Found on links like St. Andrews, its core is often synthetic rubber for distance. The answer is golf ball. What fast food logo? It briefly became Pasta Hut in a 2008 April Fool's stunt. Featuring a red roof, it's tied to a brand with 19,000 global locations and a nostalgic 2019 revival. The answer is Pizza Hut. Who am I? Initial B. He created Dismaland, a dystopian art installation in Weston-super-Mare. His identity remains hidden, but his politically charged murals, like those in Palestine, spark global debate on social issues. The answer is Banksy. What 9-letter B word? It features a ripper for breaking hard surfaces. Common in mining and road building, its continuous tracks provide stability, and modern models use GPS for precision grading tasks. The answer is bulldozer. What courtroom role? A 7-letter B word. Serving as the court's security presence, this officer enforces order during proceedings. Often armed, the position traces its origins to the judicial practices of medieval England. The answer is bailiff. What 9-letter C word? This early breast milk, higher in protein and lower in fat than later milk, helps establish a newborn's microbiome and is vital for protecting against infections in the first weeks. The answer is colostrum. What US president? Initials FP, ancestor of Jenner Bush Hager. Through Barbara Bush's maiden name, he governed from New Hampshire during the 1850s, navigating the nation through a turbulent pre-Civil War era. The answer is Franklin Pierce. What island? Its indigenous name, Gari, means paradise. The colourful sand cliffs at Cathedral Beach were formed by volcanic activity. It is home to over 100 freshwater lakes, including the iconic Lake Mackenzie. The purest strain of dingoes in Australia roam free on its beaches. The answer is Fraser Island. Who am I? 1642 to 1727. He is known for the book Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica. He discovered that white light is composed of various colors in the visible spectrum. He invented calculus independently. The answer is Isaac Newton. What memorial? Located at the National Mall's West End, it honors the 16th U.S. president with a 19-foot statue and was dedicated in 1922 before 50,000 attendees. The answer is Lincoln Memorial. What luxury train? This famed service, initially starting from Paris to Vienna, became synonymous with adventure and intrigue, later expanding its routes to include major cities like Brussels and Athens, transporting royalty and dignitaries across the continent until 2009. The answer is Orient Express. What computer bus interface, four-letter S-word? It succeeded PATA in 2003, offering 6 gigabit ITER speeds, connecting SSDs and HDDs, and uses a 7-pin data cable for hot swapping. The answer is SATA. What 6-letter S-word? A 19th century golf rule. It forced players to chip over or curve around a blocking ball. Testing skill until 1941, changes allowed lifting within 6 inches, ending its challenge by 1952. The answer is stymie. What animal in film? It's the menacing force in Burning Bright, a 2010 thriller, trapping a woman and her brother in a house during a hurricane, amplifying the film's tension. The answer is tiger. What operatic solo, 4-letter A word? From Italian for air. This elaborate melody showcases a singer's skill. Popular in operas like Mozart's, it often conveys deep emotion through vocal acrobatics. The answer is aria. Oh, am I? Initials C. She is the French author of Cherie, known by one name, as in Judith Thurman's Secrets of the Flesh. Her affair with Napoleon III's niece scandalized 1928 Paris. The answer is Colette. What family type? Initials FP. Now often called resource families in California, these caregivers provide temporary homes for children in need. Each year, over 50,000 US households support this path toward adoption or reunification. The answer is foster parents. What economic surge, a 14-letter H word? Devastating Hungary after World War II, with prices doubling daily and savings obliterated, ultimately prompting a radical currency reform in 1946. The answer is hyperinflation. What supernatural being? In W.B. Yeats's poem The Stolen Child, its cobbling hammers are tapping. Arthur Rackham made whimsical illustrations of it in books like Fairy and Folk Tales of the Irish Peasantry. It is represented in Celtic knotwork and jewellery with tiny hammers, pots of gold and four-leaf clovers. The answer is leprechaun. What activity, 8-letter N-word? Sharing its name with a pasta term, refers to the bare-handed capture of catfish from riverbanks or underwater holes, a risky, folkloric practice rooted in southern US tradition. The answer is noodling. What is Iceland, a 9-letter S word? It hosts Fira's cliffside capital, produces a Sertico wine, and its 1956 earthquake reshaped its iconic landscape, drawing millions to its sunset views annually. The answer is Santorini. What fruit in art and literature? In Shakespeare's Othello, it adorns Desdemona's handkerchief, possibly symbolizing virginity, and reflects domestic pastimes in Elizabethan England, enriching the play's tragic narrative. The answer is strawberry. What Michael Jackson song? It's a funk disco track released in 1983 with a 14-minute video directed by John Landis, blending spooky lyrics and dance, driving massive sales for its parent album. The answer is Thriller. What 4-letter Z word? Common in basketball defense and famously tied to Rod Serling's eerie realm, this word defines a specific space, also lending its name to the Z in zip code. The answer is zone. What 2023 film? Initials A. F. Starring Tracy Ellis Ross and Sterling K. Brown, it blends satire and social commentary with a metafictional twist. Hailed by the American Film Institute, it ranked among the year's top 10 films. The answer is American Fiction. What baby essential, initials CT? A staple in public restrooms, this surface facilitates diaper changes. Innovations like Plu, a self-sanitizing model now appearing in airports, highlight its importance for hygiene-conscious families on the go. The answer is changing table. What theater? Located on 10th Street in Washington, D.C., this National Historic Site now houses a museum with Booth's Derringer pistol, preserving the legacy of Lincoln's 1865 assassination. The answer is Ford's Theatre. What coastal estate? Off Highway 101, this Pacific Coast Highway landmark was a newspaper mogul's retreat. Built in the 1920s, its airport served Hollywood stars visiting William Randolph's opulent chateau. The answer is Hearst Castle. What am I? Initials L. D. This severe lung infection, linked to 30% mortality in hospital cases, grows in warm water environments, first alarming health officials during a bicentennial celebration in Pennsylvania. The answer is Legionnaire's disease. What fictional character, initials N? He's resurrected by Trinity's love, defeats Agent Smith in a subway duel, and fulfills a prophecy in the Wachowskis' 1999 dystopian masterpiece. The answer is Neo. What animal? Initials SA? Known for a bulbous snout aiding survival in harsh winters, this antelope faced a 2007-2010 die-off from Pastorella, killing over 200,000 in Kazakhstan's Betpak-Dala region. The answer is Saiga antelope. What sci-fi franchise? Tawny Newsome voices Beckett Mariner in its animated Lower Decks series. Launched in 1966, this saga spans 900 episodes, exploring space with a 5-year mission ethos. The answer is Star Trek. What city, a 6-letter T word? Known as the tragic backdrop for Sophocles' Oedipus Rex and Antigone, it shares its name with a prominent capital of ancient Egypt, reflecting its enduring mythological and historical resonance. The answer is Thebes. What film character? It's a synthetic leather volleyball, Chuck's confidant in a 2000 film, adorned with a handprint and twigs, sold at auction for $308,000, symbolizing human need for connection. The answer is Wilson. What game? Invented in 1953 by V.R. Parton, it uses two chessboards with pieces transferring between them after each move. Named for a Lewis Carroll character, it mimics disappearing and reappearing through a looking glass. The answer is Alice Chess. What fruit? It's a scriptural motif, associated with Eden's forbidden tree, speculated as a grape or wheat, symbolizing the origin of sin and influencing art and literature across Judeo-Christian traditions. The answer is apple. What social media symbol, 7-letter H word? Known as the pound sign or octothorpe, this character defines social media trends. Introduced on Twitter in 2007, it organizes global conversations with a single click. The answer is hashtag. Who am I? Initials LDR, she headlined Coachella 2024 with Young and Beautiful from the Great Gatsby soundtrack. Her cinematic pop style evokes nostalgia since 2012's Born to Die. The answer is Lana Del Rey. Who am I? Initials NY. He joined Crosby, Stills and Nash in 1969, creating a folk rock supergroup. His 1970 song Ohio protested Kent State shootings, cementing his role as a counterculture voice. The answer is Neil Young. What cruise line? Initials RC. Operating from Miami's largest cruise terminal, this company is named after a nearby sea and offers extensive ocean voyages, connecting Florida's bustling port to destinations worldwide. The answer is Royal Caribbean. What fish? Initials SM. Known for rapid bursts exceeding 70 kilometers per hour, it preys on sardines and squid. With torpedo-like form and sharp teeth, it's classified in the Scombridae family alongside tuna, known as tangyungi in the Philippines. The answer is Spanish mackerel. What British band? Their 1965 hit, My Generation, declares, "I hope I die before I get old." Formed in London, they pioneered rock opera with Tommy in 1969. The answer is The Who. What animated nemesis? In Warner Bros. Operation Rabbit and Compressed Hair, this self-proclaimed genius with a refined accent battles Bugs Bunny. Silent in other cartoons, he relentlessly pursues a speedy bird, often with catastrophic Acme gadgets. The answer is Wile E. Coyote. Who am I? 1899 to 1947. Initials AC, nicknamed Scarface after a knife attack in his youth. He became Chicago's most notorious crime boss. Despite his violent reputation, he cultivated a public image as a philanthropist, even opening soup kitchens during the Great Depression. The answer is Al Capone. What Indian spice, 8-letter C word? In the ginger family, this aromatic spice flavors Indian cuisine. Known as Queen of Spices, it's been traded for 4,000 years, often in chai blends. The answer is cardamom. What country's flag? It replaced the red ensign in 1965 with a stylized maple leaf by Jacques Saint-Cyr, using a 1:1 ratio, and is protected under the Trademarks Act for dignified display. The answer is Canada. What iconic bridge? Spanning 4,200 feet, this Bay Area landmark on Highway 101 links Fort Point and the Discovery Museum. Painted international orange, it opened in 1937, becoming a symbol of San Francisco. The answer is Golden Gate. What Asian nation? Initials M. Formerly Burma, this country borders the Andaman Sea. Gaining independence in 1948, it's known for the Shwedagon Pagoda, a 2,500-year-old Buddhist shrine in Yangon. The answer is Myanmar. Who am I? Born in 1988. Discovered as a Barbadian teen and signed by Jay-Z, she fused reggae and pop in Music of the Sun, launched a philanthropic foundation, and appeared in Ocean's 8 and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The answer is Rihanna. What bar measure? 4-letter S word? Whether pulling a trigger or filling a jigger, this term applies. In mixology, it's 1.5 ounces, standard for crafting cocktails like an old-fashioned. The answer is shot. What 1875 novel? Stranded castaways on an uncharted island discover mysterious influences aiding their survival in this Jules Verne crossover sequel to 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas. The answer is the mysterious island. What practical joke device? It was refined by the SS Adams Company, using vinyl for durability, and remains a staple in gag shops, mimicking flatulence for humorous effect. The answer is whoopee cushion. Which play? Set in New Orleans' French Quarter, this drama follows a former Southern belle from Laurel, Mississippi, who moves in with her sister and rough-mannered brother-in-law Stanley after losing her family estate, Belle Rev. The answer is A Streetcar Named Desire, Tennessee Williams. What area of South London, a seven-letter B word? Known for its music scene, it hosts the eponymous Academy and the Ritzy Cinema, one of England's first purpose-built cinemas, opened in 1911 as the Electric Pavilion. The answer is Brixton. OMI, born in 1971, he founded the Boring Company to develop tunneling technology and Neuralink for brain-computer interfaces. His pursuit of sustainable energy and multi-planetary existence has driven innovation across numerous industries. The answer is Elon Musk. What dog, a G word, featured in Eugene Field's whimsical poem, The Duel. This fabric-named canine famously fights the calico cat, with both stuffed animals vanishing in a flurry of poetic mayhem. The answer is gingham. What five-letter K-word? In Bram Stoker's 1897 Dracula, Jonathan Harker uses this Nepalese blade to slay the vampire. Known for its inward curve, it's a ceremonial and utility tool for the Nepalese army since 1837. The answer is kukri. What 1985 song? Initials are MFN. It is by Dire Straits. And he's up there. What's that? Hawaiian noises? He's banging on the bongos like a chimpanzee. Oh, that ain't working. That's the way you do it. Get your money for nothing. Get your chicks for free. The answer is money for nothing. What Arthur C. Clarke science fiction novel? Initials RWR, it depicts humanity's first encounter with a massive, cylindrical alien starship entering the solar system, explored by the Endeavour's crew, revealing enigmatic technology. The answer is Rendezvous with Rama. OMI. With initials SC, this Brooklyn-born rapper established Rockefeller Records, accumulated 24 Grammy Awards, and built a diversified $2.5 billion business empire by 2024. The answer is Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. What 1950 TV show? It featured Michael Anthony delivering $1 million each week from the wealthy John Beresford. Airing from 1955 to 1960, it explored how sudden, anonymous fortune could transform ordinary lives. The answer is The Millionaire. What Korean television series? Initials WLGYT, spans 1950s present. Jeju, blending romance and history, with IU as A-Sun and Moon So-ri as her older self, lauded for nostalgia like Reply 1988, filmed in Andong. The answer is When Life Gives You Tangerines. What 2008 film? It portrays the Yagul's struggle as woolly mammoth migrations dwindle, with Delay's coalition of tribes confronting a slave-driving civilization, incorporating mythical Atlantis references and criticized for archaeological errors. The answer is 10,000 BC. What color in film? It's featured in Men in Blank, with Will Smith battling aliens, and The Blank Dahlia, a noir thriller about a 1947 murder, both using this shade to evoke mystery and intrigue. The answer is black. What metal? A 9-letter G word. It's a semiconductor in early transistors, pivotal for 1950s electronics, and used in LEDs, discovered in 1886 by Clemens Winkler, named after his homeland. The answer is germanium. Who Am I? Born in 1994, he won 2 Grammys, sold over 150 million records, and faced Ramsay Hunt syndrome in 2022, cancelling his Justice World Tour to prioritize health. The answer is Justin Bieber. Who Am I? Initials PKD, his sci-fi tales like Flow My Tears inspired divine invasions. Known for Blade Runner's source novel, he explored reality's fragility until 1982. The answer is Philip K. Dick. Who Am I? Born in 1973, initials SM, a Northwestern alum and former head writer at SNL, he co-anchored Weekend Update before launching his own late-night talk show in 2014, known for sharp political monologues and a closer look. The answer is Seth Meyers. What biblical vice, initials TLOM per 1 Timothy, this root of all evil drives greed, not money itself. A New Testament warning, it critiques materialism in early Christian teachings. The answer is the love of money. What circle, 13-letter V word, contains 4.2 billion people as of 2022, including China and India, yet 1/3 is ocean and includes sparsely populated Siberia and Mongolia, refined by Riaz Shah. The answer is Valerie Pieris circle. What year of the 1990s? The New York Yankees won their first World Series since 1978, defeating the Atlanta Braves in 6 games. Derek Jeter's controversial fan interference home run in the LCS against Baltimore sparked debates on umpiring in postseason play. The answer is 1996. What 9-letter B word? Beyond architecture, this word has been adopted by a well-known brand of luxury vodka, highlighting its association with elegance and a perceived premium experience, often linked to its Polish origin. The answer is Belvedere. What theory of gravitation? Initials GR, published in 1915 by Einstein, it describes gravity as space-time curvature, replacing Newton's force with geometric effects around massive objects. The answer is general relativity. What gas giant? With gravity 2.5 times Earth's, this planet exerts the solar system's strongest pull. Spanning 139,820 kilometers, it hosts 95-plus moons, including Ganymede, larger than Mercury, and its great red spot storms rage for centuries. The answer is Jupiter. What 9-letter M word? Governed today from Thessaloniki, this historically significant area of northern Greece was once the powerful kingdom of Philip II, father of Alexander the Great, and remains steeped in classical and Byzantine heritage. The answer is Macedonia. What interstellar object? Discovered in 2017 by the Pan-STARRS telescope in Hawaii, this object was the first of its kind detected passing through our solar system. It's highly elongated and showed no visible coma near the Sun. The answer is Oumuamua. What am I? Initials ST. Initiated in 43 BCE, this T-word's division of the Roman world included Antony's East, Lepidus's Africa, and Octavian's West, setting the stage for Augustus's sole rule by 27 of BCE. The answer is Second Triumvirate. What 1973 film? Father Merrin says, "But wouldn't that drive you out of Regan?" Chris MacNeil says, "That thing upstairs isn't my daughter." And Regan says, "What an excellent day for an exorcism." The answer is The Exorcist. What letter of the Latin alphabet? It's rare in Old English, replaced by U or W, but appears in Latin loanwords like victory and medieval texts for voiced sounds. The answer is V. What fictional character? Known for his chalkboard punishments and role as class clown, this yellow-skinned troublemaker has been voiced by Nancy Cartwright since 1989, and once famously declared, "I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't prove anything." The answer is Bart Simpson. What piece of laboratory equipment? A 6-letter B word? It's essential for preparing reagents in chemistry labs with a spout for pouring and is less precise than volumetric flasks for measurements. The answer is beaker. What comic benefactor, initials DW? First appearing in Little Orphan Annie in 1924, this paternal figure symbolizes a wealthy patron, now shorthand for billionaires who champion philanthropic causes, often with a touch of theatrical generosity. The answer is Daddy Warbucks. What structure? A 6-letter G word. Often found in landscaped gardens or parks, this open-sided turret or pavilion provides shade, framed views, and a touch of architectural elegance to its natural surroundings. The answer is gazebo. Who am I? Initials JS. He led Soviet purges in the 1930s, earning Lenin's ruthless label. Ruling until 1953, his regime caused millions of deaths through famine and repression. The answer is Joseph Stalin. What name? 4-letter L word. A Roman goddess of the moon, it inspired this name used in Sailor Moon for a talking cat mentor. It also appears in My Little Pony, where Princess Luna rules the night and transforms into Nightmare Moon. The answer is Luna. What 4-letter O word? Known as krithoraki in Greek, this pasta stars in uvetsi, a baked lamb dish. Its semolina base gives a chewy texture, tracing back to medieval Mediterranean trade routes. The answer is orzo. Who am I? Initials SC, he reprised his role as James Bond in 1983's Never Say Never Again, a non-Eon production that competed with Octopussy, marking his 7th and final portrayal of 007. The answer is Sean Connery. What US state? He hosts the annual South by Southwest Festival and is home to the Alamo. Located between the Gulf of Mexico and the Panhandle, it was an independent republic from 1836 to 1845. The answer is Texas. What joint initials TAG? It's employed in hardwood floors, allowing planks to interlock via a protruding edge and groove, enhancing stability and dating to ancient carpentry. The answer is tongue and groove. What sandwich initials BM? A culinary legacy of French colonialism. It layers pâté, pickled vegetables, and proteins like pork or tofu in a baguette. Ubiquitous across Vietnam, it's a street stall staple, especially at breakfast or lunch. The answer is banh mi. What sport? It debuted at the 1936 Berlin Olympics, features dribbling and jump shots, and its NCAA March Madness tournament draws millions with bracket predictions shaping global sports culture. The answer is basketball. What handheld device, initials CM? It's named for its rodent-like shape, patented by Engelbart in 1970, and became standard with Apple's Lisa, enabling precise cursor control on screens. The answer is computer mouse. What ship? Seven-letter G word. Emerging in the 16th century, this multi-decked sailing vessel featured gun tiers and was used extensively by European powers for both maritime trade and naval warfare during the Age of Sail. The answer is galleon. Who am I? Initials JWB. He assassinated Lincoln in 1865, leaping to the stage with Sic Semper Tyrannis. A Confederate sympathizer, he was hunted down and killed days later. The answer is John Wilkes Booth. What city in film? Chinatown unravels a noir mystery of water and corruption here. Speed races a bomb-rigged bus through its streets. The Big Lebowski follows the dude's misadventures in its quirky suburbs. The answer is Los Angeles. What first name connects these literary characters? It belongs to the male disguise adopted by Rosalind in As You Like It, the gender-shifting protagonist of Virginia Woolf's novel. a Charlemagne paladin driven to madness by love, and Ariosto's epic hero. The answer is Orlando. What meat product? Known as bangers in Britain and chorizo in Mexico, tea spans global cuisines with countless variations. Dating to ancient Sumerian recipes, it typically involves spiced ground meat encased for preservation and flavor. The answer is sausage. What gap? This sparsely populated corridor near Podlaski Voivodeship saw transit bans in 2022 as EU sanctions hit Russian goods to Kaliningrad, sparking fears of military escalation along its 40-mile width. The answer is Suwałki Gap. What seven-letter T word? Run by White Star Line, it was 882 feet long, 46,329 gross tons, designed for luxury with a grand staircase and first-class features like a gymnasium and Turkish baths. The answer is Titanic.